Alright guys, welcome back. For today's video, I'm going to be talking a little bit about some makeup products I've been keeping in my everyday makeup bag and also just on my makeup desk just to use for daily purposes. This is the look. It's very classic, not too overdone, but also a little bit more than what an everyday natural makeup would be. So I thought this might inspire you all to pull out some products that I'm using or products in your own collection that might be similar. So this is the look. If you aren't following me on Instagram and Twitter, make sure you do that. I feel like that's where I can answer y'all's questions the fastest. Also, don't forget to subscribe, and let's go ahead and start. I don't think I've showed you guys my cat, but that's Margot. So that's Margot. If you hear anything in the background of this video, that would probably also be Margot. But let's go ahead and move into the base. You guys know I've been loving bareMinerals Bare Pro, but I seem to not be losing as much color as what I normally do in the winter. So I've been mixing in the Charlotte Tilbury Unisex Healthy Glow. I basically try and use this any chance that I get. You probably saw me use this in my last tutorial. Sometimes I'll mix it in with my moisturizer. Sometimes I mix it in with foundation. Today I'm going to mix it in with my foundation. And so I basically just do a good dot, good sized dot there, and I just mix it in with my Bare Pro. I do that because I feel like the Bare Pro, this particular color, kind of washes me out a little bit, and I'm going to be applying that with a Real Techniques, this is Eco Tools, an Eco Tools beauty blender. So did you guys watch the Golden Globes last night? So much shade going on. I could not believe it. But my personal favorite was when I saw how much hate E! News was getting. I knew that they were going to be doing that E! News after party interview where they interview all of the winners and all of the nominees. And I was like, holy crap, if they're getting this much hate on the red carpet, imagine how much shade they're going to get during their, you know, after interview special. So I watched it and it was horrific. Every single celebrity was so standoffish. The cast of Big Little Lies, honey, Zoe Kravitz refused to speak. They kept asking her questions and she literally said, I have nothing to say. And it was so awkward. Mama Reese had to take it home and, you know, be the super polite one, but so awkward to watch. So for concealer, I've been pulling out Tarte Shape Tape, and that's not because it's my favorite. It's mainly because it's the color that matches me the best right now out of all of my concealers, and I have it in light sand. I mean, it works okay. You guys know that this was never really my favorite concealer, but like I said, I just don't really have one right now that matches my skin tone as good as this one does. I think I'm going to go to the drugstore and pick up a Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I used to love that stuff and I haven't had it in like a year. So I think I'm going to do that so I can not have to splurge on another expensive concealer that is probably not going to be the right shade for me in a couple months. So if you follow me on Instagram, if you don't, definitely should. We have a lot of hot combos on there. Also on Twitter, to my small family that follows me on Twitter, I feel like that's where I ramble on the most, but especially on Instagram stories, I always have some good conversations with you all. We were talking about the show Black Mirror recently, and I started watching Black Mirror, I think when there was only the first season came out, like last year, maybe even the year before that. And I talk about how the show literally makes me feel things I have never felt before. You have never watched a show like this in your life. Really quickly, now that I'm concealed up, I'm going to take my bareMinerals Bare Pro powder and I'm going to use this to set my entire face. And then I'm going to go in with a different powder for my under eye. But again, back to Black Mirror. let me tell you my first experience with that show. Will and I sat down and we watched it, and I think it was over like Thanksgiving maybe of 2016, and we were watching it at his grandparents' house on the computer. And if you've ever watched it and you started from the beginning, if you started from the first episode is definitely the worst one I've watched thus far. It is not for the faint of heart. It is so disturbing that, I don't know. It's so bad to talk about this like this. It's a disturbing show, but it also really makes you think. And so that's why I go back to it. But I had to stop watching it for a while because there was a particular episode that I watched by myself, and I woke Will up crying hysterically. I'm talking literally... And before I woke him up, I was bawling for like 30 minutes. It messed with me that bad. But I can't stop watching it. So I stopped watching it for a long, long time, like a year. And then I picked it back up the other night. Luckily, I haven't hit an episode that has moved me in such a way yet, but I'm waiting on it, honey. I'm waiting for it. Just to set my under eyes, I'm taking bareMinerals Hydrating Mineral Veil per usual, and I'm just gonna set my tape shape with a little bit of this. For bronzer, my Nars Laguna. This is the Sunwash Laguna. While I have you guys here and I'm talking, obviously I'm gonna be talking through this entire video, but I've noticed that all of my talk through videos get more thumbs down than my voiceovers. And it's crazy because my talk through videos normally get more comments than my voiceover videos. So like, the engagement is very weird because I get hella dislikes on talk through videos, and a part of me thinks that it's because some people just come and they want me to get to the point, and I understand that. But I don't know. I feel like there's more engagement. Like, you guys always engage more when I do the talk throughs, and I always get, you know, comments saying that you like when I do talk throughs. So it's really weird. What do you think? Like, what do you think the deal is with that? Are you those people that give me the thumbs down? Tell me why. Now, my talk throughs do sometimes get a little bit more views, and I understand with more views come more dislikes. But I'm on the boat with, if you leave a dislike, I think you should tell the person why you dislike the video. You know what I mean? It could still remain anonymous, which I guess there could be a problem with that too, because people will probably still be jerks. But hey, at least some people might have the guts to tell you, you know, why they didn't like the video. I've mentioned this in a few videos, but I just have not been a blush person recently, and I have not been loyal to any blushes, so I just randomly picked one out of my collection, and this is MAC's Mocha. It's just a really nice, it's more of a cool tone pink in my opinion. It's definitely got more of a blue undertone to it, but it's very simple, very neutral. Even though it's got that blue undertone to it, it seems to match a lot of things. So that's what I'm gonna use right now. Not a lot though. Highlighter, I have been loving the Vanilla Quartz by Becca. Now, I have kept the Fenty Beauty one on my desk since I last filmed, and it's very, very pretty, but I kind of find it to be a little chunky. It's a little bit more glittery than this Becca one, and so I'm gonna go with Vanilla Quartz again today, just because, again, I have really been enjoying it. I think it's really pretty, especially if you are in a lighter skin tone right now like I am. I feel like when you have a lighter skin tone, sometimes highlighters have the tendency to not want to show up, but this one is quite lovely. Just a quick little spritz of MAC Fix Plus and we are done with the face. So many people have been asking to see what I've been doing for my brows, and right now I feel like my brow game has been the most unsteady that it's been in a while. I've run out of all my brow products, and I lucked out and found an extra Gimme brow in my collection the other day, which made me happy. But I'm out of my Benefit Precisely my brow. My Anastasia colors just don't seem to match my hair color right now. So my best option has been this Makeup Forever brow pencil. It's in the shade N20, and it's just a very light taupe classic brow pencil. This is what I've been using. I'm gonna speed through this really fast so we don't waste a lot of time, but essentially I just use this with a little bit of Gimme Brow and NYX Control Freak brow gel, and that's how I've been doing my brows. Okay, so now that brows are done, I'm going to take my Tartelette in Bloom palette, and I'm going to use the shade called Firecracker, which is this one right here. I just like using this for a really quick wash of color on my lid. I'm going to use a really old Morphe brush. It's just like the MAC 217. This one is the M433, and I'm just going to pick a little bit of that up on my brush, and I'm just going to wash that over my lids. Now that I've got that laid down, I'm going to take Smarty Pants, which is this light matte color here, on a cleaner brush. This one is a Luxe Soft Definer brush from Zoeva, and I'm just going to kind of buff out the edges on this. So now that I've just got a light wash of kind of like a bronzy gold on my lid, I'm going to take that Firecracker color again, and I'm just going to pick that up on a pencil brush this time and sweep a little bit on my lower lash line. And for my inner corner, I'm going to take Funny Girl, which is the shimmering kind of champagne color in the palette. It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. And then I'm going to pop on my little half-cut Demi Wispies just on the outer corner of my eyes. Okay, last but not least, I'm taking my all-time favorite lip liner. This is Charlotte Tilbury's lip liner in Iconic Nude. I don't know why Pillow Talk is the most popular lip liner from her, because Iconic Nude, in my opinion, is where it's at. I absolutely love this. I think it is way more neutral than Pillow Talk. Pillow Talk is quite pink, but if you prefer pink, definitely go with Pillow Talk. But if you definitely prefer more of a just solid neutral, this is more of like a neutral brown lip liner. I love it so much. So I'm going to use that. And then I'm going to take this lipstick from bareMinerals. It's called Heaven. It's kind of just like a neutral rose tone. And I'm going to pop on the end a little bit, or I'm going to pop on a little bit of the Fenty Glow lip gloss. I've been liking this, really enjoying it. I see why other people like it, so that's going to be the lip trio for today. Alright guys, so this is the final look, and those are the products that I have been keeping on my makeup desk and kind of in my makeup bag. I hope you enjoyed the look. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. Also, if you have any questions you feel like I might not see or you want answered pretty fast, the best way to do that is to follow me on Twitter and tweet me. That's where I get the lowest volume of questions at, so pretty much I can respond to you almost immediately on there, if not within like probably half an hour, because I do have my Twitter notifications on. So with that being said, hope you enjoyed, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.